Welcome to Neural Nexus Podcast, where we explore the hottest topics shaping the world. Let's dive in.
All right, get ready to rumble. We are diving deep into the Women's Royal Rumble this year.
Yeah.
Especially all those surprise entrants that could really make it legendary.
Yeah.
We've got this Forbes article here that throws out some names.
Right.
And I think you're going to want to hear this.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, it's funny. The Men's Rumble is getting all the headlines, as always.
Yeah, you know how that is.
But this year, the women's side,
Yeah.
I think, has the potential to be even more explosive.
I agree with you completely.
Right.
We're talking game-changing returns,
Yeah.
unexpected crossovers,
Right.
and maybe even some history in the making.
I mean, we've got Charlotte Flair
Right.
and Becky Lynch already confirmed.
Of course.
But let's be real. We all knew those powerhouses would be there.
Yeah.
This deep dive is all about those,
Yeah.
wait, is that moments?
Exactly.
And kind of surprise returns that send the crowd into a frenzy.
Yeah. And the article highlights some seriously intriguing possibilities.
All right, so first up is a name that honestly gave me chills. Asuka,
Oh, wow.
the Empress of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
I haven't seen her in WWE since May 2024.
Her return would be huge.
Yeah.
And not just for the nostalgia factor.
Right.
Think about it.
Mm.
The women's division needs someone
Yeah.
who can shake things up at the top.
Uh,
Someone who can go toe-to-toe with Bianca Belair
yeah.
or Rhea Ripley
Mm.
and make you believe they can win.
Yeah.
Asuka has that main event aura.
So you're thinking she could be more than just a surprise entrant.
Absolutely.
She could actually be a contender to win the whole thing.
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
She's a 6-time world champion,
I mean,
a Money in the Bank winner,
yeah.
and a former Royal Rumble winner herself.
Right.
She's got the experience,
Uh-huh.
the in-ring dominance,
Mm-hmm.
and that unpredictable offense
Yeah.
that can take anyone down.
I'm starting to see why your name's at the top of this list.
And it gets even more interesting when you consider her potential matchups.
Oh, yeah. Like, who?
Imagine Asuka going head-to-head with someone like Liv Morgan,
Okay.
who's really coming to her own as a top babyface.
Yeah.
That's a clash of styles
Yeah.
and personalities
Mhm.
that would electrify the crowd.
All right. So we've established that Asuka's return would be massive.
Yeah.
But the article throws out another curveball. Masha Slamovich,
Oh, wow.
the current TNA Knockouts champion.
Now, this is where things get really interesting.
Right. I mean, she's not even in WWE.
Remember Mickie James in 2022?
Mm-hmm.
She entered the Rumble as the Impact Knockouts champion.
Yeah.
It was a groundbreaking moment.
Yeah.
Masha could be following in those footsteps,
Okay.
but with even higher stakes.
Because she's TNA's top star right now.
Exactly.
So it wouldn't just be a cool crossover appearance.
Right.
It would be a statement about the level of talent in
Yeah.
other promotions.
Exactly.
Yep.
And don't forget,
What?
she actually appeared on NXT recently,
Oh, really?
confronting Cora Jade. So the groundwork is already there for her to jump to the main roster.
Mm-hmm.
The Rumble could be the perfect stage for that transition.
It's almost like they're teasing us, right?
It could be.
Give us a little taste of what Masha can do.
Uh,
And then, bam, she's in the Rumble,
Right.
facing off against WWE's best.
and let's not forget the in-ring potential.
Oh, yeah. What about that?
Masha's a powerhouse,
Okay.
known for her hard-hitting style.
Yeah.
Can you imagine her going up against someone like Rhea Ripley?
Oh, man.
That would be a battle for the ages.
I can already hear the crowd chanting, "This is awesome."
And that's what makes the Rumble so special.
Yeah.
It's a melting pot of styles and personalities,
Mhm.
and the surprise entrants just add another layer of unpredictability.
Speaking of unpredictability,
Yeah.
the next name on this list is someone who's been turning heads in NXT,
Okay.
Roxanne Perez,
I've heard that name.
at only 23.
Wow.
She's already making waves.
If we're talking about the future of the women's division,
Yeah.
Roxanne Perez is at the top of that list.
Okay.
She's an incredible in-ring talent,
Uh-huh.
and she's already been feuding with Bayley,
Okay.
primarily on NXT.
So the Rumble could be her chance to break out on the main roster.
Imagine this. Bayley's in the ring,
Yep.
already eliminated a few competitors,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
feeling confident.
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly, Roxanne's music hits.
Yeah.
The crowd erupts.
Yeah.
Bayley's jaw drops.
Uh-huh.
And you've got yourself a ready-made WrestleMania storyline right there.
It's not just a surprise.
Right.
It's a continuation of a story that's already been simmering.
Exactly.
Right?
And think about what it would mean for Roxanne.
Yeah.
The Rumble is a platform to show the world what she can do. It's a chance to make a statement
Right.
and solidify her position
Uh-huh.
as a future cornerstone of the division.
Okay, so we've got veterans making potential comebacks,
Yep.
champions crossing over from other promotions,
Uh-huh.
and rising stars ready to take their shot. This Rumble is already shaping up to be epic.
And we're just getting started.
Next up is a name shrouded in mystery, Jade Cargill.
Oh, yeah.
She disappeared from WWE a few months back after a vicious attack,
Right.
and we still don't know who did it.
Her absence has been one of the biggest mysteries in WWE.
Yeah.
The whodunit angle is intriguing,
Mm-hmm.
and the Rumble would be the perfect stage for her return
Yeah.
and revenge.
You think about it. She could interrupt her attacker mid-match,
Oh, yeah.
leading to a chaotic brawl.
Exactly. And it wouldn't just be about the shock value.
Right.
It would set up a major storyline
Yeah.
that could easily lead to a WrestleMania match.
Yeah, huh?
Which is exactly what Jade needs to
Yeah.
solidify her position
Mhm.
as a top-tier talent.
The article even throws out some potential suspects.
Oh, like who?
Naomi and Bianca Belair.
Interesting.
Can you imagine the heat from the crowd
Oh, yeah.
if either of them is in the ring when Jade's music hits?
It would be electric. And it would add another layer of intrigue to the match.
Uh-huh.
Everyone would be on the edge of their seats,
Yeah.
wondering what's going to happen next.
All right, so we've got 4 potential surprise entrants,
Okay.
each bringing their own unique story
Yeah.
and potential impact to the match.
Right.
I'm already buzzing just thinking about the possibilities.
But we're not done yet.
There's more.
There's one more name on this list,
Okay.
and it's a blast from the past.
Okay, who is it?
Nikki Bella.
Now, this is a surprise. Her last singles match was back in 2018.
Yeah, but she did make a surprise appearance in the 2022 Rumble.
Oh, right.
So it's not entirely out of the question.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Okay.
And the article mentions that she's been in talks with WWE
Oh, wow.
about a potential return.
Okay.
You know, if she does come back,
Yeah.
the Rumble would be the perfect way to reintroduce her to the WWE universe.
I mean, she and Brie,
Yeah.
they were pioneers in women's wrestling. They
That's
helped
it.
bring it into the mainstream. And even though their in-ring style
Yeah.
wasn't for everyone,
Right.
their contributions are undeniable.
Absolutely.
Right.
And Nikki's return would bring a wave of nostalgia,
Yeah.
especially for fans who followed their rise to stardom.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, think of the potential dream matches she could have
Oh, yeah. Like who?
with the current generation of stars,
Give me some names.
like Liv Morgan,
Okay.
who's been killing it lately,
Yeah.
or Tiffany Stratton,
Okay.
the up-and-coming buff Barbie of NXT.
Yeah.
The possibilities are endless.
So we've got Asuka,
Right.
Masha Slamovich,
Uh-huh.
Roxanne Perez,
Yep.
Jade Cargill,
Yeah.
and Nikki Bella.
It's going to be good.
All potential surprise entrants who could send the crowd into a frenzy.
Absolutely.
But here's the thing.
What's that?
Less than half the field has been confirmed for the Women's Rumble, right?
That's right.
So
Yeah.
there's still plenty of room for more surprises
Oh, yeah.
for names we haven't even considered yet.
That's what makes this so much fun to speculate about.
I'm already getting chills just thinking about it.
I know, right?
I mean, we've covered some incredible possibilities here,
Yeah.
but who knows who else might show up?
It's going to be crazy.
Could we see a legend like Trish Stratus make a comeback?
It's possible.
Or maybe a rising star from the indies will get their shot on the big stage.
We'll have to wait and see.
So for all you wrestling fans out there listening,
Yeah.
we're throwing the question back to you.
Okay.
Who else do you think could make a shock return at the 2025 Women's Rumble?
Good question.
Hit us up on social media with your wildest predictions, and let's keep this conversation going.
We've covered some fantastic potential surprises.
Yeah.
But remember,
Yeah.
these are just educated guesses
Right.
based on the source material we have.
Of course.
The real fun starts when the bell rings
Yeah.
and those surprise entrance music hits.
Hmm.
Until then,
Yeah.
let the speculation continue. Sounds good.
Yeah.
It's interesting to think about the ripple effect these surprise entrants could have on the entire women's division.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
We've got potential title contenders,
Uh-huh.
first rivalries,
Mm-hmm.
and the chance to elevate some rising stars.
Yeah.
It's not just about the pop of the moment.
Right.
It's about what happens next.
I'm with you there.
Yeah.
Like, imagine the buzz if Asuka returned
Oh, yeah.
and immediately set her sights on the Raw Women's Championship.
Mm-hmm.
It would inject a whole new level of excitement into the title picture.
Exactly. And with Masha Slamovich potentially coming over from TNA,
Right.
you've got another powerhouse who could challenge the established order.
Yeah.
It would be a statement about WWE's willingness to acknowledge and embrace talent from other promotions.
It's like you said earlier.
Yeah.
It's not just about the surprises themselves,
Right.
but what those surprises represent.
Exactly.
It's about expanding the boundaries of what's possible in the women's division.
Precisely. And let's not forget the potential for character development.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Take Jade Cargill, for example.
Okay.
Her return is almost guaranteed to be fueled by vengeance,
Uh-huh.
which could lead to a darker,
Okay.
more intense side of her character.
I'm really intrigued by the whole whodunit aspect of her storyline.
Yeah, me too.
The article mentions Naomi and Bianca Belair as potential suspects,
Right.
but there are so many other possibilities.
Oh, for sure.
It's got me thinking about all the different layers of drama that could unfold.
What's fascinating here is that the Rumble could be used to plant the seeds for multiple storylines.
Okay.
It wouldn't just be about Jade's return.
Uh-huh.
It could also be about setting up her next rivalry,
Okay.
whether it's with the person who attacked her or someone else entirely.
So we've talked a lot about the impact the surprise entrants could have on the current landscape of the women's division.
Right.
But what about the legacy aspect?
Oh, yeah. That's important.
We've got potential returns from Asuka and Nikki Bella,
Yeah.
both of whom have left their mark on WWE history.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
The Rumble is often a celebration of the past,
Mm-hmm.
as much as it is a glimpse into the future. Having these veteran superstars return
Yeah.
would be a way to acknowledge their contributions
Right.
and bridge the gap between different eras of women's wrestling.
You know, seeing Nikki Bella back in the ring
Yeah,
would be a trip down memory lane.
for sure.
She and Brie were such a big part of WWE during their prime.
Yeah, they were huge.
It would be cool to see how they would fit into the current landscape,
Right.
especially with the women's division being so much more competitive now
Absolutely.
than it was back then.
Yeah, I think it would be less about them fitting in
Okay.
and more about them showing what they can still do.
Okay.
Nikki's last singles match was a while ago,
Mm-hmm.
but she's always been a competitor.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if she came back with a fire in her belly,
Right.
ready to prove that she can still hang with the best of them.
And don't forget the potential dream matches.
Yeah, like what?
Nikki versus Rhea Ripley.
Okay, yeah.
Nikki versus Bianca Belair.
Oh, wow.
Those would be instant classic.
Absolutely. And it would be a chance for Nikki to pass the torch, so to speak,
Uh-huh.
to the next generation of superstars.
Right.
It's a cycle that repeats itself in wrestling.
Yeah.
And it's always special to see those moments
Mm.
where legends clash with rising stars.
Speaking of rising stars,
Yeah.
let's circle back to Roxanne Perez for a minute.
Okay.
We talked about how the Rumble could be her big break on the main roster,
Right.
but I'm curious to hear your thoughts on how she might fare against some of the more established names in the match.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Roxanne's got the in-ring skills to hang with anyone.
Okay.
She's technically sound,
Uh-huh.
she's quick,
Mm-hmm.
and she's got a natural charisma that connects with the crowd.
Yeah.
But the Rumble is a different beast.
In what way?
It's about more than just wrestling ability. It's
Okay.
about endurance.
A strategy
Right.
and seizing those key moments.
It's almost like a microcosm of a wrestler's entire career, right?
It is, in a way.
You've got to be able to adapt,
Uh-huh.
to overcome adversity,
Yeah.
and to make the most of every opportunity.
Exactly. And that's why I'm so excited to see how Roxanne handles herself in the Rumble.
Yeah.
It'll be a test of her character as much as her wrestling ability.
Right, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
But before we move on,
Yeah.
I want to circle back to something you said earlier
Okay.
about the ripple effect these surprise entrants could have.
Right.
It's not just about the Rumble itself.
Uh-huh.
It's about what happens next.
Yeah.
What kind of storylines do you see emerging from this match?
Okay.
And how could they potentially shape the landscape of the women's division in the months to come?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And I think it really hinges on who shows up
Mm-hmm.
and what they do in the Rumble.
Okay.
If Asuka returns and makes a statement,
It could set the stage for a championship feud.
Okay.
If Masha Slamovich crosses over from TNA
right.
and has a dominant showing,
Mm-hmm.
it could open the door for more talent exchanges between promotions.
And what about Jade Cargill?
Oh, yeah. Good point.
Her return is bound to be explosive.
For sure.
But where does it go from there?
I think Jade's storyline has the potential to be one of the most compelling in WWE.
Okay.
The whodunit angle is ripe with possibilities.
Right.
And it could lead to a long-term rivalry
Yeah.
that spans multiple pay-per-views.
Uh-huh.
Imagine if the attacker turns out to be someone we least expect.
Yeah.
Someone who throws a wrench into the entire women's division.
Okay, now my mind is racing. That's the kind of stuff that keeps fans glued to their screens.
I know, right?
Twists, the turns, the unexpected alliances.
Yeah.
It's all part of the fun of wrestling.
Exactly. And the Rumble is the perfect launching pad for those kinds of storylines.
I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
The Rumble is essentially a 30-woman free-for-all where anything can happen.
Right.
You've got eliminations,
Mhm.
surprise returns, betrayals,
Yeah.
and moments of pure athleticism.
For sure.
It's a recipe for chaos and excitement,
Uh-huh.
and it's the perfect way to kick off the road to WrestleMania.
And this year, with all the potential surprises we've discussed,
Right.
the stakes feel even higher.
Yeah,
It's not just about winning the Rumble.
right.
It's about making a statement,
Uh-huh.
setting the tone for the year ahead,
Okay.
and cementing your legacy in WWE history.
You know, it's funny. We started this deep dive by talking about how the men's Rumble is getting all the pre-show hype.
Yeah, I know.
But after dissecting these potential surprises,
Uh-huh.
I think it's safe to say that the women's Rumble is the one to watch this year.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
The level of talent,
Mm.
the potential for surprises,
Right.
and the sheer unpredictability of the match
Yeah.
make it a can't-miss event.
And for you as a longtime wrestling fan,
Yeah.
what's the most exciting aspect of this year's women's Rumble?
Oh, man, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
What got you hooked? I think for me, it's the potential for those truly unexpected moments.
Oh, yeah.
Those returns that make you jump out of your seat and say, holy cow, I can't believe it.
Yeah, totally.
It's the feeling of being surprised,
Right.
of seeing something you never thought you'd see.
I get that.
Yeah,
It's those moments that make the Rumble so special.
exactly.
Those moments that become instant classics.
Yeah.
And get talked about for years to come.
And you know those moments can happen at any time during the match.
That's true.
It could be the first entrant,
Mhm.
it could be the last entrant,
Right.
or it could be someone in the middle of the pack.
Yeah.
That's what makes it so unpredictable.
All right, so we talked about the potential surprise entrants, storylines they could spark, and the legacy they could cement.
Right.
But as we head into the final stretch of this deep dive,
Okay.
I want to shift gears a bit and talk about the Rumble match itself.
Okay.
For those who might not be familiar with the format,
Yeah.
can you give us a quick rundown of how it works
Sure.
and why it's considered such a unique and exciting event in WWE?
The Royal Rumble is a battle royal style match
Okay.
where 30 superstars enter the ring at timed intervals.
Okay.
The goal is to be the last one standing,
Uh-huh.
which means eliminating all your opponents by throwing them over the top rope
Right.
and having both of their feet touch the floor.
So it's not just like a brawl.
Bro.
There's real strategy involved.
Absolutely.
You got to be smart about it.
You have to think about when to enter,
Yeah.
who to target,
Uh-huh.
and when to make your move.
Right.
And with surprise entrants,
Yeah.
it adds a whole other layer of complexity
For sure.
because you never know who's coming out next or
Mhm.
what their agenda might be.
Which brings us back to those like, wait, is that moments we were talking about earlier?
Yeah, exactly.
The Rumble is famous for its surprise returns.
Oh, yeah.
And this year, with all the speculation,
Uh-huh.
the anticipation is through the roof.
It's like a giant puzzle.
Yeah.
And we're trying to piece together all the clues to figure out who might show up.
Right.
But the truth is,
Right.
WWE always has a few tricks up its sleeve.
Oh, for sure.
So there's bound to be some genuine surprises.
You know, for you,
Yeah.
as someone who's followed wrestling for years,
Right.
what are some of your favorite Rumble surprises from the past?
Oh, man, there've been so many.
Yeah.
I still remember when AJ Lee returned in 2013
Oh, yeah.
after being gone for months.
Uh-huh.
The crowd went absolutely nuts.
Oh, wow.
And who could forget John Cena's surprise return in 2008?
Yeah, that was a good one.
It was one of the loudest pops I've ever heard.
I bet.
Yeah,
Those are the moments that make the Rumble so special, right?
absolutely.
Those moments where you can feel the energy in the arena shift and you know you're witnessing something truly memorable.
Exactly. And I think that's what makes this year's Women's Rumble so exciting.
Yeah.
There's so much potential for those kinds of moments.
Yeah.
With all the names we've discussed
Right.
and the possibility of even more surprises we haven't even considered.
It's not just about who wins.
Right.
It's about those individual moments.
Yeah.
Those stories that unfold within the larger narrative of the match.
For sure.
It's about the clash of personalities,
Yeah.
the rivalries reignited, and
Yeah.
the glimpse into the future of the women's division.
And let's not forget the sheer athleticism on display.
Oh, yeah, totally.
The Rumble is a showcase for some of the most talented women in the world.
Right.
And it's a chance for them to prove themselves on a grand stage.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Okay.
I want to leave our listeners with a final thought-provoking question.
All right, shoot.
We've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah, we have.
Analyzed potential surprises and explored the broader implications of the Women's Royal Rumble.
It's going to be big.
But beyond the names we've discussed,
Okay.
who else could make a shock return?
That's the question, isn't it?
Who's out there,
Yeah.
waiting in the wings, ready to shake things up?
That's the beauty of the Rumble.
Yeah.
We simply don't know.
Right.
And that's what makes it so thrilling.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So keep your eyes peeled,
Okay.
your ears open,
Yeah.
and be ready for anything.
Right.
Because this year's Women's Royal Rumble is shaping up to be one for the ages.
Shouldn't have said it better myself.